What's going on, everybody? It's me, DJ Corlo Atendido, and welcome to Mix with Me number 3's explanation video or Mixplanation video. In this video, I basically explain the mix I just made for you guys, so without further ado, let's get right to it. Okay, right from the get-go, let me explain to you the single track we have on both decks. The name of the track is Robot Rock Edit, and it's an edited version of Robot Rock. So if you look at the audio file, we have two audio waveforms happening here. One is the original Robot Rock, and the second one, which is marked by Q.D, is the Robot Rock B-Boy Remix Edit. This has more snares and just a more bumpy and fun vibe to it. Now, the reason why I have two songs in one audio file is because I want to skip the step of browsing and loading the next song and prepping it to mix. By having the next song in one audio file, it gives me the ability to quickly access and play it more faster than browsing and looking for it in my library. And I edited this track by doing this very simple and easy method. Let me give you a brief explanation of what it is. So instead of using FL Studio or Logic or Ableton, I just used my DJ software, which is Rekordbox DJ, to make this edit. Here's how I did it. I pressed record on Rekordbox DJ and played the Robot Rock original edit, but I played it from the parts where I needed it from. So that's the beginning till the sort of middle part of it. Then I loaded the next song, waited for a bit, then played it from the part where I needed it till the ending, which is basically the echo out area over there. And after I got this edit, I stopped recording. So basically, if you want to put two songs in one deck, first record the whole song, then wait for a bit so you can get this space here, then record the next song. You don't want to automatically just play the next song right away because you want to give yourself some leeway to cue the track and to ready it to play at the section where you need it to play. Okay, let's move on. So another reason why I have the same track on the opposite deck is to do the offbeat phase trick. It's a very simple trick and an effective one at that. It works by duplicating the same track to the other deck and offsetting it by half a beat and making sure that the crossfader is currently on the currently playing deck. Then when you reach a section like this where there's like a dug, 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 you're gonna crossfade to the other side so that you can also get that dug effect. And you're going to use that effect to your advantage by using the crossfader to go back and forth between the same decks. So instead of getting a dug, 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 dug effect, you're going to get a dug, 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 dug effect. Kind of like this. And you can always put some variety and funk and the swing to it, like what I'm doing over here. That part was really hard because I had to let go perfectly at the offbeat section of the currently playing song. And feeding the platter and letting it go is, I guess, harder to do because there are more variables that happen. Maybe you let go of your hand too fast, too soft, or the platter just feels weird. Sometimes it's just easier to press the play/pause button, but since I am used to scratching on turntables, I prefer just letting it go off the platter. So another tip that I can advise you guys to do to get the perfect offbeat phase trick, if you look at this part here in deck number 1, the snare section lines up to this red part here. And if we try to line it up, we're kind of close to it, but not really. So an offbeat phase trick section here on the second deck would be around here. So if I line this snare up perfectly with this part, then it would be perfectly offbeat. But you're not a robot here, so getting a sort of human swing is good enough for me. Now that part for me was really cool because instead of just going back and forth and sounding repetitive, I actually activated key shift on deck number 1 by pressing shift and then sampler. This gives me the ability to change the key of the currently playing song. And if we look closely, let me just rewind this video for you. The bass key of the song is on Q.5 and we move from Q.5 to 7 to 8 to 1 to 2 to 3 to 4, so that we're going up, 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 up. The reason why I didn't press Q point number 6 is because I wanted you guys to hear more of a drastic difference when I activate it and use key shift. So that's why it sounds like that. And what makes this part here sort of difficult to do as well is because since I'm crossfading back and forth, I have to time pressing each button each time the crossfader would go to the currently playing song. Let's rewind and let me show you. So that was a fun part to do, and if you have a DDJ400, I definitely suggest you guys play around with key shift because you can do a lot of creative things with this, especially when you have a duplicate of the same song on the other deck. Now we move on to the second part of this routine, which is where I scratch in the b-boy version of Robot Rock as the original song. Vinyl break stops at this area over here. So I'm going to use this build up to stop the whole offbeat phase trick and cue my next song and ready it, and I'm going to scratch it in at this section here at section Q point H. So instead of browsing and loading, I don't have to do that. I can just press Q point D and we are there, ready to go. Here we go. So da 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 da.